Hello, I'm Benny Westside. Welcome to this week's Sweat Level Midnight. We're gonna take a look at my crucible matches this week, review my defenses, and look at my attacks, and we're gonna see some key recordings for some specific matchups. First, looking at my defense, this is my Infinity Watch in room 1. They came in with an Eternals comp and then had to clean up with an Eternals mirror. I like this team on defense because they waste a lot of efficiency. In room 2, I have Young Avengers with Silver Surfer, which can also waste efficiency, but my opponent came in with a nice aggressive offensive comp and was able to take them out pretty swiftly. In stage 3, I have a Tangled comp with a Fortifier Miles, hiding Ultron and Weaver with Stealth. They came in with a speed mirror and were able to take them out pretty easily. In stage 4, I have Rebirth with my Captain Marvel. They came in initially with an A-Force team trying to flip the deflex with Nico's ultimate, but it didn't quite work out, so they had to come and clean up with Axeman and Zemo. Then in stage 5, I have my Weapon X team. They came in with a Kestrel skill comp and were able to take them out pretty easily. In stage 6, I still have Dorcold, which has been serving me well, but this was actually my first opponent since placing them here, who was able to beat them. They came in with an Eternals comp, then combat cancelled. Then they used Gamma with Dorm, which ended up being more of a sack. Gamma loses a lot in this room. And then they came in with pure Darkhold to finally clean it up, but I'm impressed that they were able to complete this room. Okay, now moving on to my attacks, they had a classic Young Avenger team in room 1. I came in with this Doom Undying team that I've been liking into Young Avengers. The dynamic of Zemo being able to ability block Squirrel Girl in case you drop somebody low pretty early is helpful. And the current global buffs actually help Undying because Zombie Iron Man goes before Hela, and Hela is able to spread that. I keep Star-Lord there to make sure Doom can go early. If Kate blinds Doom before his third bonus turn, then you do not want to use his special because his special is not unavoidable. Otherwise, this is a pretty smooth fight, and I've been liking it because it ends up being decently efficient. Then in room 2, my opponent had Bionic Avengers, which my War Dogs made quick work of. In room 3, they had a Hero Asgard Hulk comp, but without Heimdall, they're susceptible to blind, so Deathseed was able to beat it fast. In room 4, they had Unlimited X-Men. By this time, I had already seen my opponent lose 3 attacks in my room 6, so I didn't want to risk it just going for Gamma, and instead I sacked it with Bionic Avengers, then followed up with Gamma. The key to this sack is just making sure you get through Rogue's ultimate. If you can get through Sunfire's special or Gambit's ultimate, even better, but Rogue's ult is the key that you want to get through. In room 5, my opponent had Deathseed, which I went in safe with Unlimited and took out quickly. In room 6, they had War Dogs. I went into this with the comp that I showed you guys last week. It's the Eternals, Kestrel, Sam, and Echo. I made Echo a fortifier to keep her safe and also put Kestrel to the side. What's important is that Kestrel survives until Icarus's ult. Once Icarus ults and flips all those defense ups, Kestrel's pings, as well as the overall damage potential of the team, makes quick work of Wakandans. And as you can see, this was a very efficient fight. In Trial 2, my opponent was actually Vexedvox, who is a prominent member of the community, and if you've ever posted anything on Reddit, I'm sure you've seen him comment on it. So I was excited to get matched up against him. Here on defense, he took Gamma into my Infinity Watch, which for sure was a safe fight. However, as you can see, it was an inefficient fight, which again underlines how nice Infinity Watch is to have on defense for that efficiency sink. In room 2, against my Young Avengers Silver Surfer, he came in with an offensive Doom Omega Red comp, and even though he lost 2 characters, he was able to take this team out. So by trial 2, I had already built Absorbing Man up to a decent level, so I decided to give him a try. And here you will see he is a fortifier, but that is specifically for this room and the room bonuses. The recommended ISO class for Absorbing Man is Raider. I wanted to take advantage of his synergies with Ultron, who was already in this room, as well as give immunity to Weaver, who would have Safeguard by this point. He just came in with Darkhold, and it was a safe win for him. In rooms 4 and 5, he easily took out my Rebirth and Weapon X with his Infinity Watch and Death Seed teams respectively. And then finally, in room 6, against my Dorkhold, he actually came pretty far with his Unlimited team. Then he came in with a Speed Eternals Kestrel comp. But even with this cleanup, as you can see, it was a dragged out fight. Now on offense, in room 1, he had Bionic Avengers. I think this was the last fight I did in this trial, so I was able to get aggressive with it. The key was, however, flipping the defense ups with Nico and preventing the offense ups from Deathlock with Spider-Woman's ability block. In room 2 against this Young Avengers, I took in Gamma, which was a pretty safe fight, as was this Death Seed into this New Warriors. In room 4, War Dogs into Astonishing, also pretty safe. In room 5, there's this Tangled Dorm comp, and I really hate dealing with these actually. I didn't think my Dorkhold in room 6 would get one shot, and I figured that would give me at least one opportunity to sack. So I came in with Minn-Erva and 4 Lobies. What happens here is 2099 kills the 4 Lobies with his ultimate, and that gives Minn-Erva a full turn meter. Then you wait until the very end of the match, and when it's 1 second left, you use her ultimate to do percentage based health. When you do that, you neutralize Dormammu's passive, and when you load back in for the cleanup, they don't have their revive once anymore. Also, because you've wasted 2099's ultimate, he's not going to give speed bar to Spider Weaver, and you can control and take her out. In the follow-up attack, I came in with Unlimited and Emma because I just wanted to have speed dominance and take them out before they could really do anything to me. As you can see, I don't think we let Weaver take any turns, and the rest of the team just falls apart once she's gone. This is actually one of the main reasons I like having Unlimited on offense. They're the best Crucible team until Masters of Evil comes, and I want to have them under my belt to be able to deal with Tangled Web comps like this. In Stage 6, this is basically the same fight as Trial 1, and it was an easy and efficient win. So moving on to Trial 3, in Room 1 on defense, they mirrored my Infinity Watch, and as expected, this was an efficiency sink for them. Then moving into Stage 2, they came into my Young Avengers with this Eternals Doom comp and were able to easily take it out. And in Room 3, they took out my Tangled Web with their Death Seed. Then in Room 4, they easily took out my Rebirth with their Secret Avengers. In 5, I decided maybe I want to use Omega Red on offense, so I tried this goofy comp for fun, basically, and they took it out with Undying and New Warriors. Finally, looking at my Dorkhold in Stage 6, they were unable to clear it. They came in 3 times with various Darkhold versions, and in the final one, they just wiped out with Red Hulk. Don't forget that due to the global rules, this season, Darkhold is always handicapped going into the mirror. Now let's take a look at what I did on offense. In Room 1, they had Bionic Avengers. Again, I brought in Nico and Spider-Woman, and since I took Weapon X off of defense, I gave LDS and Omega Red a try in this room over here. Then in stage 2, I took my War Dogs into this astonishing Phoenix team and beat them pretty efficiently. In room 3, they had a Dorm Tangled comp again, so I went in with my Minn-Erva Sac, and then I followed up with Unlimited, and we're gonna look at this follow-up attack together. I brought in Zemo because of Kingpin, both because of the pre-taunt, but also because 2099 ability blocks someone, so I wanted to make sure I have an additional one under my belt and that Zemo could clear the taunt from that minion. As you can see, sometimes I'm taking time contemplating. It's still a tough fight. I just don't want to trigger Spider Weaver's passive, but I want to be able to control her efficiently. There, I ability block Emma so she wouldn't slow me. This is a slow team as it is. But overall, Unlimited was able to take them out, especially with that sack and preventing the initial turn meter from 2099 to Spider Weaver. Then in stage 4, they had Unlimited. Even though it was a punch down, I didn't look like I was going to need Doom anywhere, so I brought him here just for a little extra warranty. He actually, as you're going to see, didn't end up doing anything for me. But thankfully, the fight went well and I was able to one-shot it. What I'm trying to do is get charged without letting Red Hulk die to Gambit's passive. Thankfully, She-Hulk's passive is about to trigger and protect him. Stealing the immunity with Bronze Special from the enemy Unlimited is actually pretty helpful in this matchup. See, Doom got dropped below 50%, but he was ability blocked, and by the time, yeah, as you saw, by the time he would have taken another turn, he got killed. It was a drawn out, inefficient match, but eventually I did get the win. In room 5, my opponent inexplicably had Web Warriors, so I just took Bionic Avengers into them, and that was another efficient win. And then finally in stage 6, again the same Eternals comp into the Wakanda got me the win. I wrapped the week with 3 wins, which was really nice. Now let's look at what I'm going to do for defense going into next week. I'm going to keep Infinity Watch here and Young Avengers. In room 3, I took out Absorbing Man because I want to use him with the rest of Masters of Evil now that Kang is out. I put Omega Red down and Emma with him. I'm hoping that will trip somebody up. I'm keeping Rebirth in here for now. They're okay. They got me 1 win this week. In room 6, I'm still going to keep the Dorkhold. But in room 5, I want to put down Death Seed because now that I have Kang, I'm wanting to have a little bit of a tougher defense. I did end up caving and buying Kang. He's super powerful and very impactful, so I wanted to have him. I'm going to have this 4-piece built up well for offense for next week. And for now, I'm penciling in Doc Ock until Moonstone comes in. But it could be a Zemo, it could be somebody else, depending on what type of matchup I take them into. I hope you enjoyed it. See you all next week.